Hello everybody, welcome back to this next EVE Online video, and today we're going to look at the Smuggler Hideout event site in the Tengu, the tier 3 cruiser. Also going to be giving away one scope syndication skin for the Ferox just received today, so if you'd like to enter that, please enter a comment down below, and on Sunday we will select a winner from a random. See you in a mo. Hello everybody and welcome back. Still buzzing a little bit. So, we have just completed the Smuggler Hideout in the Tengu. Now, not sure if anybody's seen my Reddit post that I posted on earlier. I tried this, didn't record it because I wanted to try it out for the first time, and oh my, we got into probably 40% hull, and we just got out in time. So the story goes, I've not watched any videos today, so I'm being completely fresh. So I wanted to try this event out without getting any tips from anyone, just to taste that first experience. So I went in and was basically neuted out really heavily, and it was all going wrong, and I got a clutch shield booster effect right sort of near the end as I was about to die, which basically saved me. So I wasn't really paying much of attention because I thought it would be easy in the Tengu that I had, but it was completely wrong, and I didn't realise you seem to get double spawns in the T3 cruisers. So anyway, the story goes as I was challenged to that I wouldn't complete it, and we've just done it on the second attempt, and I've not lost any ships, so that was pretty cool. So basically, this fit is very similar to my level 4 fit with some slight tweaks, just ever so slightly. So we'll just open up the fitting window. So we've got the ham launchers, and basically the tweak was that this was 8 minutes cap stable. Now, running the site is very long, even with 870 DPS. So obviously you need that sustained cap. So all we've basically done is changed out for a Corellum C type, and that basically makes us cap stable. So I'll just do this. For anybody that wants to see, I will copy the fit down in the description below. So basically, yes, I do run the covert ops, and it would be more efficient to not run the covert reconfiguration. But obviously, I've mentioned before, I'm negative to trig standings, and I don't want to lose a 2 billion ship to a gate camp. So that's why we run that. So yes, that's a bit of a downside to my character, but other characters, if you're positive trig standings, then you'll be absolutely fine. So here's the fit. Capacitor flux coil makes it so the tweak is basically I did have to run some implants with this. I try and do these fits without implants, but unfortunately for this particular configuration, it's not really that possible, because you need the power grid management implant at 605, which is a little bit expensive. It's about 160 mil in MR. So it's a bit higher. It's probably cheaper in Jita, and also if you run incursions, it'll be cheaper for you even more. So the reason why you need that is because if you don't, you'll need to put a power grid rig in here to boost your power grid up to make this fit. It is quite tight on power grid, so with doing that, what it means that we can do is we can add an EM shield reinforcer, which brings our tank up, and the tech, basically all of these are tech 2. So this configuration is the EM shield reinforcer to plug the EM hole, the operational defense solidifier, which basically gives us a more shield booster duration, less duration, which gives us more tank, and a capacitor control circuit 2 to bring us cap stable. With the other implants that I've got, you can make more range out of this, but you only really need about 22 to 25 kilometers range, because they come in on you really quickly. So just a quick talk about the event. You can skip this part if you already know about the event and go straight into the site if you like. So the event is for the Capsuleers Day, celebrating the anniversary of EVE Online. And basically the rewards are skins, boosters, and these 2 crates at the end. So it's mainly boosters and skins for the challenges on there. And the rewards at the moment are really good. Actually, I really like the rewards. There's actually, if you are Omega, you have approximately, I think it's 450,000 skill points available, which is, it's a skill injector. So it's well worth doing every day just to log in, just to claim those rewards. Alright, so enough of me talking, and we will go into the site and have a look. One more other thing I would like to mention just before we go into there. Basically, the rewards are a little bit different. So before we used to get overseers effects and things like that. Now, I'm not too sure what these rewards are at the moment. So when you loot the crates, it looks like there's hardly any ISK value. So you get these smuggler lockboxes, nerve sticks and things like that. Now these smuggler lockboxes, apparently, so it gives you a speech about what they are. And basically, if you access the contents of the box, they're worth 1 million ISK per unit. So really, bounties were about 9 million. So plus these lock boxes, about 18. If you could probably do this quite efficiently, and you could get a decent amount of site chains, you could probably, at the minute, for my first run, it's looking about 60 mil per hour without a lucky drop. So a little bit of work to do on that, and a bit of refining on how we get the spawns. So yeah, so let's jump into the site and let's have a look. Alright, so we are going to run this at full speed instead of dropping some mad beats in. People don't seem to like that, I don't really know why, but I quite like it with music sometimes. Anyway, so we're going to jump in initially. So it's a single gate when you first go into the sites, and you are presented with a set of spawn. Immediately, within a few seconds, is a double spawn will come. Now this is the point of caution. Okay, now obviously you can see here I'm dancing around, not too sure what to go for. So a quick look up at the damage notifications up at the top, you can quickly start to notice that the tornadoes are hitting really hard. So I'm obviously taking a lot of damage, and the damage is now spooling up from the Jagger and so on. So I'm starting to take some pretty heavy sustained damage. So quickly realised that actually the only real scary damage is coming from the tornadoes. So they are basically large alpha and a fair sort of like space in between each damage. So I sort of go for the tornado straight away. I noticed that as you can see, if you look down below at the shield percentage, you can see that my tank is slowly starting to recover. So at this point is where the penny dropped. This was the point of the tornadoes are the problem. So in this site, in a ship like this, the tornado is primary. Anytime a tornado appears, it's going off the field straight away. Then obviously the second tornado goes down then. Now I wasn't too sure whether basically the trigger, so I wasn't sure whether any of these ships trigger another wave, because if another wave was triggered at this point, we're in deep trouble and we're going to lose this ship relatively quickly. So then we go in order here. So rapiers, then the Dragger. Probably I could have gone the Dragger first, but the rapiers seem to have a little less tank. So I switched already that I didn't mention. So I switched from range to precision script, because I noticed that the NPCs were coming in directly to me. So there's no point having a range script loaded. I may as well just use that additional precision bonus to try and get in there. So as you can see at this point, I'm really sort of like taking everything's fine. So the tank's stable, we've got good damage output. At this point, I'm not really that bothered how long the site's going to take, just because we just know that we're surviving. So basically here, it's just a case of working down the frigates and just going through them, cruiser down to frigate level. I was quite surprised actually. One thing to note here, when you're not too sure about what's coming next, you can see I've got there's heavy damage incoming all the time with the first initial spawns. So basically what you can see me do here is I sort of do a pretty proactive thinking, so turn my shield booster off, start to conserve some cap, so just try and do a little bit of cap management just to prepare for the next wave. So I turn all my overheats off and everything just to cool the ship down, so I'm basically fully prepared for the next spawn. That's something that does come with practice. You sort of do it without thinking. So at this point I'm doing things, it's kind of like a muscle memory thing, because in the back I'm sort of going through a couple of phases in thought process. So I'm thinking I've got to conserve cap, I've got to conserve heat. I know that I'm taking 16% damage per wave. I'm taking 16% overheat damage per wave. So I know that if each wave lasts the same, I've got 5 times the amount of overheat damage left in reserve. So those are the kind of thought processes that are going through my head at this point. That's all well and good when your fit is right for this. This was like a perfect storm. So obviously my fit was correct. I managed to get the ship that was causing the most damage out of the way. I can relax, I can sort of get back into my normal process. So as you can see here, the next wave starts coming in, but it is a bit sporadic. So at first it caught me a little bit off guard, because I thought, oh right, well, there's not much going to happen here because there's not much coming in and we're not going to get the double spawn. Cerberus comes in, so I was like, okay, fine, gonna be easy. Then the tornado pops up and then another Cerberus pops in. So you can see me immediately switch tornado. It's a little bit far away, so we're going to start burning towards the tornado, and as we're burning towards the tornado we can keep applying damage on the other ships. So take down the Drageur because of the stacking penalty damage, and then as soon as we're in range of the tornado, we'll start throwing some lead at it. Then obviously we've got the second Cerberus that comes in. Now this worried me a bit because I wasn't too sure what kind of damage output the Cerberus would give, but it turns out that the Cerberus wasn't too much of a problem. As soon as I've got that, you can really see the damage coming in from that tornado. So as soon as I got the tornadoes off the field, I wasn't really heavily concerned. The problem with the Cerberus is that it does, both the Cerberuses together do the same amount as a single tornado, but it's more sustained. So you can see there where I do dip slightly, and I may have just triggered the overheat just to be sure. So that's pretty much it for this room. Again, once the tornado's gone down, it's basically a case of Cerberus is down, then the Drageur, and then the Hyena, and then the frigates. So that's pretty much it for this room. There was an itty cursor that turned up, which surprised me. I didn't know that was there. I don't know whether that arrived afterwards or whether it was just lurking in the background, but it did arrive. So I was like, that's going to be a problem. So you can see I think I did trigger overheat there just to be sure and safe. So this Tengu, this has been my baby fit for a while. I've used this combination in wormholes C3 and C4, but the problem is in C4, as obviously there's a lot of damage, and you're better with two of you spider tanking. So there's a C4, C5 Tengu fit where you can obviously fit remote reps to each other, and you basically spider tank. You get less launches, so the DPS is lower, but with two of you, the damage is the same as a single one. So, but you can tank the site very easily. So that's a little bit of a thing of where this Tengu build come from, and it was originally built for level 4 missions. So I was using, I can't forget what I was using now. I've used the Tengu for a very long time now, and everybody's using battleships and marauders. And I was kind of challenged to say, well, what can a Tengu do? Tengu's out of date now. It doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. I was like, fine, okay, I'll take it on. Let's have a look. And we built the Tengu, and we were solo, if you remember, a year ago, before you know, people were doing battleships and things, we were soloing all the Triglavian stuff with it. So it really does well in tricky situations, only when the fit is correct though. So such a very small tweak, which we nearly lost the ship earlier, said I didn't even need the hard shell. You could use the hard shell and not have to use any overheat. Such a small tweak, which really, it was just an implant and the cap recharger and the afterburner. So those small tweaks made the improvements to be able to run these sites, and we're only one site in really, so I can't really tell you what kind of ISK you can earn and things like that. But that's, the Tengu is still good in PvE situations. I'm yet to sort of, there's an extra large shield booster fit that I do use for PvP, but I haven't really used it very much. But that I don't find the Tengu strong in a PvP situation. It's my kind of go-to for PvE, really, and I like the challenge that the Tengu brings, because it's a good fun ship to fly. So as you can see here now, so we're on the last Raptor now. Don't forget as well, if you've still got this far into the video and you missed the first bit, to enter the Scopes Indication skin for the Ferox. Please enter, comment. Also, we've got the giveaway on the Discord as well, so we're running the 2 side by side this time. So that's it, second spawn, and then we can go in. We're running the 2 side by side this time and see which one performs the best. So we've got one going on Discord, and then we've got the one going on YouTube, which should be live within a couple of hours of the Discord one. But you can enter both. You can join us on the Discord and enter the one on Discord and enter the one on YouTube. That's absolutely fine. There's no rules regarding that. As long as you put your in-game name, it doesn't really matter. So come and join us on Discord, because we have a great chat. Okay, so second room. Again, not too sure what's going to go on in here. The second room actually wasn't that scary, in fairness. Just banged my head on the microphone. It wasn't that scary, and I was shocked because of the amount of pressure that was in the first room. I didn't really notice any major problems with the second room, which again caught me off guard, because I'm thinking, well, what's next? So got straight to work on the tornadoes, because we know about the tornado. Here's me doing some nice thumbnail work, as you can see. So got the tornado down, and then we got on the Cerberus. So we know the damage sort of order now. So we're sort of going tornado, Cerberus, Dragoid, Cursor, and then frigates. I think I've got everything there. I think that's pretty much it. So again, we're just waiting now for the final ship, which is usually like the Overseer or something like that. I can't actually remember what the name of the final battleship was. So we're just waiting for that. So as you can see, we're sort of working our way down now onto the Drageur, and then we'll go on to the Hyenas. So obviously we're just talking about the giveaways and stuff. So I received the skins today, so they'll go live today. I have started being just a little bit of what we're up to. So I have started being a little bit more active on the PvP front now. If you are on Discord, you can come and see my kill feed. It's very red at the moment. I'm losing quite a lot of stuff at the moment, but we're getting some good gang fights. I got a little bit unlucky today. We tackled a hurricane in a large plex, burnt in on the retribution, and I actually, so here it is. So the smuggler underboss. So basically here I overheated the booster and the adaptive, because obviously I don't know what's going to happen. So we just get straight onto that, because previously the final boss is really a real pain, but it's fine in this one. It took a while to bring any major damage in. I'm not actually sure what it's fitted with. It was ECM, and I think it was hybrids maybe, or lasers. I'm not too sure. I couldn't see from this point. But it wasn't anything scary. So it's just a case of sitting on that eye orbit 500 to try and out-track whatever guns it's got. And then that was pretty much good to go. Yeah, so PvP front, tackled a hurricane and got under its guns almost. And it was going down pretty well. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I didn't turn my MWD off, and eventually it got me. But I think it was down in 50% armor or something. It was almost there, but for a retribution, it was a pretty good fight. I only had one drone left to go. I think had I got that last drone, it would have been a nice kill. So once the underboss is down and dead like that, oof, 5 million bounty. Not too bad, not too shabby. I think we could run these in about 10 minutes if we work really hard. So this scared me. So 46,000 in loot. So I'm not too sure whether that was just a bad run. But when you add it all up with bounties, it was about 25 million. Doesn't really seem worth it at this point, but I think it's too early to tell in the rounds of doing everything. So that's it. That's the new sites. So that's the Smuggler's Hideout in the Tengu. Didn't think it would be possible, but it absolutely is possible. Especially with this fit. Be warned though, if you're not prepared for that first room, you're going to lose your Tengu. Every single time. If you look at the Reddit post, you can see how much I was in, like 60% hull gone. So it's proof that you can lose them. So thank you for watching. Hit that like, subscribe if you're still here. That's great. Share us with your friends and all that good stuff. Okay, I shall see you soon, and thanks for watching.